Messages stable. Messages stable.
Master elements.
Messages stable. Messages stable.
Racism, white supremacy is a dynamic system for the ultimate purpose of white genetic survival on the planet. White supremacy.
You are in an evil system, a system that is designed deliberately to produce evil thoughts, to produce animosity, to produce violence.
Introduction to African civilizations and man-garden civilization.
Messages stable. Messages stable.
Master elements.
Messages stable. Messages stable.
Master elements.
To dedicate lives to the study of history.
They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation.
The right way is clearly distinct from error.
Racism is a competitive relationship between groups of people who are competing for the ownership and control of resources, wealth, and power.
I am a critical thinker, here to bless you with lyrical tinctures. I am the black dot, the point of reference, the metaphysical link to the Moors, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Incas. I am here to remove the blind spots and clear the view of your spiritual blinker. I am something out of nothing. I am the alchemical bringer of change. My name will continue to linger. I am legend. If consciousness was a game, I would be considered a ringer. I am because we are.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.
All right, here we go, family. Here we go. We are here. Let me get my stuff together over here. All right, peace to the family. Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love, the Godcast. I am the God Sincere Love, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Nicety Girl. We in the digital building for another Sunday. What's going on?
What's good,
How y'all
everybody?
feeling?
I feel great. I feel great. Rocking my natural hair.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Rocking my natural. It ain't moving, but yeah.
I thought you was gonna cut it.
So what had happened was I want to, right? So there's a lot of things. The main thing that I want to do, honestly, is I want to get my hair locked. That is really what I want to do more than anything. It's just the process. It's such an ugly process.
Yeah,
You know,
usually you
the
gotta go
process.
through that little ugly phase.
You
Usually
got
gotta
the
go through that little
ugly
or
phase.
whatever. But now I think now with the techniques and stuff that they got now, stuff that they do now, as long as you going to get your retwist and all that on a regular, I think you're good.
Yeah, but that's what I want to do. I really want to lock my hair.
Until you really get that hang time.
I want a little more hang time. Like I feel like I have more hang in the front. Like in the front, my hair is right here, but in the back, it's like right here. It's like I have a bob, and that's possibly because I did wear a short hairdo, and the sides was really short, the back was short, and I had more fullness. I kept the front, the length in the front, so that's how it's grown. So it's like my back, it's like a bob, like going like this. So I'll have some short ass locks in the back for sure.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, anyway, we are here, family. So peace to the gods. Welcome again to another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. Appreciate everybody being here. Make sure that y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share this out on social media. Let everybody know that we are live right now, family. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new episodes of Sincere Love the Godcast. If you're watching us from the channel Sincere Love the God, our original channel, that's what's up. But make sure you are subscribed to the new channel, Godcast Enterprises, on YouTube as well. Shout out to everybody coming in the building. Virgo Venom, happy 2024. Peace to you. Shout out to Peter Ogun. Respect, salute to you, King. Appreciate all the support. You definitely one of the cast members, tribe cast members. So appreciate you. Check in, always supporting. If you didn't get your book already, it should be to you probably tomorrow or the next day. I already sent your stuff out. And anybody else who wants to support what we got going on by purchasing a book, you already know all you got to do is go to godcastbooks.com. That's godcastbooks.com, where you can order volume 1, Seven's Big Move, from our children's book series, 7 the Super Heru. And we are still working hard on volume 2, 3, and the activity book that we want to drop for y'all real soon. We definitely looking forward to rolling a lot of stuff out for Black History Month. So y'all stay tuned for that. Some of y'all have pre-ordered already. Don't worry, we got y'all. We got y'all on lock. We'll probably be running another pre-order sale soon, right before we do the official launch. So y'all stay tuned for everything we got going on, Godcast Enterprises. So again, that's godcastbooks.com. You can order your stuff right now. Get your merch too, man. We got some merch and stuff over there, all that. So y'all go check us out. Yeah, I already knew based on today's topic when I was writing the title for today's broadcast, I already knew we was going to get the Moors and the Hebrew Israelites pulling up saying, yeah, neither one, brother. We ain't African American and we ain't black.
Yeah. Lord.
Black means dead and all of this stuff. We Hebrew Israelite. We the Moors. Okay. We're going to get into all that. So yeah, that's today's topic, man. Prompted by I was about to say Mace, but Cameron
bring him up.
Yeah, Cameron on his broadcast. I didn't even see the whole thing. I don't know why it came up, but it was a clip that when it was been going around on social media where he was saying he'd rather check black than African American. I guess he's talking about like on application or whatever. He'd rather check black than African American.
I think he said Black American. I think he said Black American specifically.
He just said black.
Okay.
He just said black, and usually that is the other option.
Right.
It'll say black or African American, or sometimes they say black African American in the same box. Whatever. Since we've been having this delineation movement going on, and we've been defining ourselves as foundational Black Americans, as descendants of freedmen, descendants of American slavery, so on and so forth. Since we've been having this movement going on, we have been getting a little bit of act right from some of the establishment with some of these check boxes that you got to do with your applications and stuff like that. They're starting to change some of that up where you can specify, if your family immigrated here or if you native to the land here. You know what I'm saying? They still got to clean some of the language up to really get it more airtight, especially when it comes to our reparations claim and some of our justice claims that we got that are specific to us. We have to be very clear about who we talking about when we discuss these things. And so Cam put that video, that clip went around, and I think when I was listening to Cam talk, it almost sounded like he was just almost repeating what Floyd Mayweather was saying one time. You remember when Floyd Mayweather said something similar to that? He was talking about, when we go to the Olympics, we just fight as Americans. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I remember
I'm not an African American, or he said I'm not even black. He said when I go fight in the Olympics, I'm just an American. You know what I'm saying? Right.
To them.
So Cam was saying something similar to that. And that thing kind of started going around. And I saw the main person, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Umar. He
shout out to
his ass
Dr.
to the
Umar
mic.
Johnson. Shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson, man. Dr. Umar Johnson, I guess
Listen, you gave him his flowers. You gave him
you gotta take the good. You gotta take the good.
Today he gonna get this work. Today
I still give him his flowers. Well, I just disagree when it come to this, because he posted it and he had a whole long caption on there, and he was basically saying, he disagreed with Cameron, and that us saying that we are American is like us saying that we have no history beyond 1776. The country is only 200 years old, 300 years old, however old it is. And so by saying that we American, that cuts our history off at 1776. Right? And so I
America before our ancestors built it. So if we were already here, make sense. It just wasn't in America until our ancestors built it. That doesn't mean it wasn't here. It just wasn't named yet. Just like a lot of the African countries weren't named yet.
Right. Is Cam FBA? I think Cam is FBA. I think he is. I'm not sure. He may have some.
Let's look.
He may have some Caribbean background or something. He's from Harlem. There's a lot of that out there. You got a lot of Spanish, dark-skinned Spanish niggas out there. You got a lot of Caribbeans out there, stuff like that. Like I know Jim Jones, he's not FBA. Jewels, I don't think he's FBA. Mm-hmm. But I think Cameron might be FBA. I'm not really sure. Right? But he could be non-FBA, right? And that's even a more reason why I'm saying they got to tighten up that language. You know what I'm saying? When we talking about these justice claims and our reparations claim, because many people could say they Black American, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you're an American citizen and you Black, it don't matter where you come from, you are technically a Black American. That's not incorrect. You are a Black American. So just having that language, you know what I'm saying, it's not tight enough. You know what I'm saying? It has to get more specific when it comes to delineation. So that's why we got this movement going, and we're gonna keep pushing for that. So you want to just unpack this now, or you want to get into some of the other stories that a little bit later?
Now, I think I found his ethnicity too. First, they kept pulling up Jules Santana, who's Dominican, by the way, because they made sure next to Jules Santana, he's Dominican. But Cameron, he was born February 4th, 1976 in Harlem, better known as Cameron. He is an American rapper, actor, founder of blah, blah, blah. Let's just see if we find out where his folks from. And it really isn't given. It just said American.
I think he is FBA.
Yeah, it's not giving me anything outside of that. And honestly, I just keep pulling up Jules, I guess because the Dipset or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna say he's FBA. His last name is Giles, Giles.
Giles, I think you pronounce it Giles.
Yeah, Giles.
So Giles. Yeah. So I think he's FBA. But yeah, Bad Seed, shout out to Bad Seed. He said I'm a Black American He said I'm a Black American foundational and native to America. Virgo Venom says I'm FBA all day.
My cousins up in there. Those are cousins.
I'm not into religion, so I'm not connected to any of those other terms. You're talking about like the Hebrew Israelites and all of that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
What Cam said wasn't a lie. Is Cam FBA? He FBA, Jules and Jim Jones are foreigners. That's what I thought.
Right. Yeah. Jules, Jim Jones, Puerto Rican, and Jules Santana, Dominican.
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
What you doing, son? All right. So yeah, man. So the thing that made me want to talk about it was Dr. Umar's response to it. You know what I'm saying? What's up? You want to say peace?
Hola, ¿cómo estás, everybody?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
You Spanish now? All right. Yeah, man. So his point to me was moot. You know what I mean? Because he's saying us identifying as Americans means our history don't go beyond 1776. And my question was, well, why you don't say that when people call themselves Nigerian? Because Nigeria is not even 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? And many countries all over the African continent and throughout the Caribbean are very new nations.
Like South Sudan.
Say what?
Like South Sudan.
South Sudan. When was South Sudan When did South Sudan become a nation? Come on, help us out.
July 6th, 2011.
2011.
Yes. They just
7. Are you sure? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
7. 2011.
Yes. South Sudan just became a nation in 2011. Remember, these places have all been colonized and chopped up and renamed by the colonizers. You know what I'm saying? And so the land has been there. The land is ancient. The people obviously are ancient, but that's no different than here. The land has been here. We've been here. We ancient people, but the nation is the nation is relatively new, right? But when somebody says that they're Nigerian, son, go in the other room with that. When somebody says that they're Nigerian, or somebody says that they're Sudanese or whatever, any of these countries, even Jamaican, which only came around, I think, in the 1960s, became a nation. These places are not that old, but people wave them flags and they call themselves by that nationality. Nobody questions it. Nobody says that.
And they do it from here. So none of them are really waving their flags over there. Most of them over there trying to get on the next inner tube over here. And the ones here are preaching all this talk from here. So my thing is, go back and tell that to the people there. No, real talk. You need to go over there and preach that over there, because I feel like as foundational Black Americans, we've been doing the African talk. You know, we can go all, you know, definitely the 60s for sure, you know, 70s for sure, with the dashikis and the African medallions. Even in our era, you know, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, you know, when hip hop was kind of not born, but, you know, really, really popping, we've been pushing that message for a long time as FBAs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We could go to, you know, Stetsasonic, Free South Africa, you know, us wearing the African medallions and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Even me,
changing our name.
I pointed out many times. I got Africa tatted on my arm. You know what I'm saying?
I have it right here.
I understand we got African DNA. Nobody denies that. Nobody hates themselves because they don't want to call themselves African. No, we have to be specific when it comes to the things that we are talking about. Yeah, we ancient people. We first of all, I'm from the nation of gods and herbs, right? We students of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that we gods of the universe.
Period.
So claiming one little particular landmass on the earth means nothing. The entire planet belongs to us. You know what I'm saying? But when we're talking about lineage, when we're talking about ethnicity, we have a unique history. And we built this country. You know what I'm saying? So our uniqueness should be pointed out. It should be celebrated. We're the ones who have done ourselves an injustice by ignoring our own uniqueness for far too long.
Yep.
For far too long, we've ignored our own uniqueness. We've just been, you know your camera's off, right?
I do. I was grabbing my my charger.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, you know, we've been just allowing ourselves to be minorities and people of color and African Americans and whatever other people decided to label us for the longest. You know what I'm saying? And so for the first time in forever, and over the last, not even a decade yet, but going on a decade, we've decided, wait a minute, this is not serving us. You know what I'm saying? Trying to form this coalition and hold hands with everybody that got melanin in their skin. This hasn't been serving us. In fact, this has been working against us in many ways.
Especially,
you know what I'm saying? And so we tapped into the teachings of Dr. Claude Anderson. You know what I mean? Who has been screaming at the top of his lungs about our uniqueness and how we need to stop labeling ourselves with all these other labels and identifying with all these other labels and talking about our specific justice claims and our specific ethnicity. We started tapping in with that and saying, yo, you know what? That makes sense because everybody treat us like that anyway. Everybody been delineating from us anyway until it's convenient for them to latch onto it when they want to get a scholarship or something. You know what I'm saying? When there's some type of benefit to be had by identifying with us, then we all black. We all the same. You know what I'm saying? But any other time, they wave their flag.
I know black. I know black. I know black. I'm Igbo.
Okay. Dandelion. Dandelion says, Tariq Nasheed has given you a new name and some talking points. You should run with it. So what's incorrect? What's incorrect about the talking points? What's incorrect about it? Is there a group of people here in America that are unique and different from all the other black people that immigrated here? Yes or no? Is there a group of black people who are the only group of people that built the country? Is that true or is it not true?
And please don't come up here talking about the Chinese and the railroad.
Tariq Nasheed did help to boost the signal, but again, the foundation comes from Dr. Claude Anderson.
And he's always said that.
Dr. Claude Anderson been on that for decades.
And Tariq always credits him with that. Tariq always credits Dr. Claude Anderson with that.
Right. So you could give the credit to Tariq Nasheed if you want to give the credit to Tariq Nasheed. But again, what's incorrect? Is there a group of black people here who have been here longer than anybody else?
It's either true or it's not.
It's either true or it's not. Is Nigeria a new country that was named by a white woman in the 1960s or something like that? Is that true or is it false? And if it's true, how come it's okay for them to claim that? And they're not looked at as self-hating Negroes?
Or when they identify as by their tribes, why aren't they looked at as divisive? Because you guys are all in Nigeria. Right. Regardless of the tribe, you know what I'm saying? You guys should still be one people. They're over there fighting over tribe. They got tribal beefs over there right now. And no one is talking about it or holding them to the fire about it.
Yeah, Dandelion, correct. No one is stopping us. You are correct. No one is stopping us. We are self-identifying. And that is a form of power, family. That is a form of power when you name yourself. And we're not the only ones or the first ones to do that. Every tribe that you have in Africa can be traced back to a specific individual or a specific event where that tribe was formed. They came together under a common ground, a common history for whatever reason. They built a bond amongst themselves based on the circumstances that they went through as a group, and they became that tribe. That's how tribes are formed. That's how ethnicities are formed. What we're doing is nothing new.
Yeah, well, but what's new is...
That sounds like a projection, Dandelion. I'm gonna drop the link. And I would like for you to pull up, brother. He said, "So you hate Nigerians?" He said, "So you hate not?" Who said that?
Right, that's the part that has to stop too. You know, because us self-identifying, you know, as by our ethnicity has nothing to do with hating on another, you know, melanated person. That has to stop.
Why does us acknowledging our own ethnicity equate to hating Nigerians? How does that work? How does that even work? So I don't know where you're watching us from, so I'm going to drop the link in all of the chats. I don't know if you're watching from the Godcast channel or Sincerely the God channel, but that's your personal invite, brother. Pull up, and let's hear what you got to say. Pull up and let's hear what you got to say.
Let me look over here.
Give him a shot, Peter Ogun. Give him a shot, Peter Ogun. But yeah, I'm just following Dr. Umar's logic, right? He's saying if we call ourselves American, that means we have no history beyond 1776. So shouldn't the same rules apply for all of these other groups?
Right.
Who identify themselves with these nationalities where the nation is younger than America. So if we follow that logic, shouldn't the same rules apply? And if so, how come they don't get the smoke? How come it's only us?
Right.
How come it's only us? And again, it's not about hating anyone. Dandy Yankee, turn your camera on. I mean, Dandy. I didn't mean to disrespect you on purpose. I don't know why I called you Dandy Yankee, but Dandy Lion, turn your camera on.
I don't see him.
Yeah, he's back here. He back here. But turn your camera on, brother.
Respect to him for at least pulling up.
I need you to turn your camera on because I want to see your hairline, brother. You're not gonna turn the camera on? Umar's points don't overlap outside of FBA. He says stuff that he never applies to the other way around. Facts. It's a contradiction.
Always.
It's a contradiction.
And who's been more Pan-African than us? Who's been more Pan-African than Black Americans?
Look, I was talking to Dr. Ma'at the other day. I was on her live on Instagram the other day. Shout out to Dr. Ma'at. We all know our sister. We all know our sister is a staunch Pan-Africanist.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? She goes hard with Pan-Africanism. And so I was talking to her on her live the other day, and she pointed out, she said, look, foundational Black Americans are the ones who invented Pan-Africanism. We the ones who started Pan-Africanism. That's the reason why, for the most part, we're the only ones who embrace Pan-Africanism historically. She's talked about how when she goes to these FBA, I mean, not FBA, but these RBG events, when she goes to these Kwanzaa events and things of that nature, these Pan-African events that she throws herself and the ones that she attends that other people throws, she doesn't see many non-FBA people there. For the most part, it's only FBAs who pull up. And me, myself, I've performed at a lot of RBG events. You know what I'm saying? I've been invited, me and RP Beats have been invited to come out and do our thing at a lot of these RBG events. And it's always an FBA brother or sister who's putting it on. And most of the people there are usually FBA. The only exception I would say, in large numbers is Jamaicans. The Rastafarian sector of Jamaica. They identify a lot with, you know, Pan-Africanism, and they'll pull up to those type of events and show support and stuff like that. But for the most part, it just be us there. And this is a sister who's, like I said, is a staunch Pan-Africanist. She go heavy with it. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't see a contradiction when we talk about us being foundational Black Americans. In fact, she identifies herself as a foundational Black American. She doesn't see that being in conflict with her Pan-Africanism. There's no conflict there.
It was never a conflict. I don't think that they ever felt that there was a conflict until we started the delineation process on top of discussing reparations. And so in that, they felt like it became divisive and stuff like that because we weren't attaching them to our future check. However, they have, you know, their reparations, you know, people were fighting for reparations for them, CARICOM, who doesn't include, you know, foundational Black Americans, and they don't see a contradiction in that. They don't consider that divisive either. You know, so you cannot have it both ways. We don't have a problem with it at all.
You don't see foundational Black Americans jumping up saying, oh, that ain't right. Why y'all not including us in CARICOM? It's not our claim. It doesn't make sense for us to try to tether ourselves to that. What sense does that make?
Right.
Dandelion, turn your camera on, brother.
For what reason?
Turn your camera on, brother. Why not? You talking about I'm scared? Turn your camera on.
You said you wanted to check out my hairline, right?
All right. Well, I already hear your accent, so all right, there you go.
Let's talk.
There you go.
Let's just talk. Or do you want it to be just you talking and no one say anything back? We could talk. So what are you complaining about?
I'm not complaining at all. What you got to say, brother?
You are complaining. You're acting like people are stopping you from calling yourselves what you want. No one's stopping you. Go ahead and call yourself FBA, ADOS. No one cares. It's like you're trying to make a problem when there isn't one.
I already agreed with you on that. Nobody is stopping us. We're doing it. Nobody's stopping us.
You brought Nigerians. I didn't bring them up. You did, and I just said, "Why are you bringing up Nigerians?" Like, I'm just going to be honest. Let me be honest. Just to let you know, I'm Nigerian, by the way. Just so,
Okay,
with
just
a
so
British accent.
and I've noticed, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm from the UK. But yeah, anyway, what I'm saying is I've noticed whenever I hear these, and by the way, just to let you know, Tariq Nasheed, I used to make videos back in the day when I used to go against white supremacists. He used to share my videos, funny enough.
Why
So
you
it's
stop?
just strange. I got
You said when
flagged
you used
down.
to. You said you used
Yeah,
to. So why did you
I
stop?
got flagged. I just told you I got flagged down. My channels got flagged down. This was like 4 or 5 years ago when he was going against Jared Taylor and all those other people. But yeah, anyway, all I'm saying is I've noticed you people that call yourselves FBA, all you talk about are Nigerians, like they're stopping you from getting your checks or anything like that. I'm just
What
going
did I
to
say about Nigerians? What did I say about
Nigerians
Nigerians?
centered them saying. First of all, Nigerians centered themselves in the conversation.
Like you're
Let's start
doing, like
there.
you're doing right now.
Right.
Not
just
true.
like, just like you're doing right now, Dandelion. But I asked you a question though. What did I say about Nigerians?
I talk.
What did I say about Nigerians?
Oh, I'll say, you said, did you not just say how apparently the word Nigeria only came up in the 1960s and how come Nigerians get to call themselves that? You said it. Like you're literally saying stuff.
Okay. I said that. Now, what's the problem with me saying that? Is it a lie? Did I lie? Sir?
It's either the truth or it's not.
Oh, and please don't do any of the gagging up stuff. And you know what? We can even go deeper, okay, if you want.
Hold on, though. Hold on. I don't want you to go all over the place. I don't want you to go all over the place. I want this to be organized as possible. Right? Let's have some order. Right? So you just said,
of course,
I have a problem with Nigerians because I pointed out the fact that it's a new nation that was just formed in the 1960s, and nobody has a problem with some British woman, the country that you fled to.
Exactly. And were you saying that in an insulting way?
Now, how am I insulting? I'm just stating a fact. Why are you insulted by me stating the fact?
Because you refer to it, you say by some white woman. Didn't you say
is that true or is it not?
Oh, yes, but be honest. Did you mean to be insulting when you said
No, I don't
it?
mean to be insulting. I have no reason to insult Nigerians. I have no reason to insult Nigerians. Only thing I was doing was following the logic of Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar said, since the United States was only formed in 1776, if we call ourselves Americans, that means we have no history beyond that. And so I'm just applying the logic. So is the same thing? Is the same thing true for Nigerians? If they if someone says they're Nigerian, does that mean that they have no history beyond the 1960s? I think it was 1966 or something like that.
Oh, in that
case,
I wasn't aware. Oh no, let me just finish. I'm going to say this. I only literally came in 5 minutes ago, so I wasn't aware you were referring to Dr. Umar. So I can be a man and say, you know what, I was incorrect in the way I thought you were coming off. So it's as simple as that. There's nothing for me to argue about. I didn't know you were talking about Dr. Umar.
There you go. All right, wait, you got anything else to say?
No, I just think it's interesting. I'm just gonna say, there's no need for anyone to be divisive or anything like that. At the end of the day, I think a lot of what Tariq Nasheed says and Dr. Umar, they're two sides of the same coin as far as I'm concerned. One's too pro Pan-Africanism, the other one's too anti. And I just think they exaggerate stuff on purpose. Like, that word akata. And apparently that's the biggest word. Apparently Africans just go around calling people that. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I hadn't even heard of that word until someone posted on YouTube some movie with Denzel Washington.
When did how long ago did your family flee from Nigeria?
There you go again. Why did you use the word flee?
How'd you get to Britain?
We didn't flee. We traveled. That's why we got passports.
Why?
Have you traveled abroad before?
Why? Hold on. I'm asking a question. Why did you decide to go from your native country to the country that colonized your country? Why'd you make that decision?
Hello?
What? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it just cut out for some reason. Okay, have you got a passport?
My question is this. Why did you decide to leave Nigeria and go to the place that colonized Nigeria? What made you make that decision, or your family? What prompted that?
My family. Because obviously it's just a better country in the UK than in Nigeria.
That's called fleeing,
all the resources
sir. That's called fleeing, sir.
No. It's called being sensible. Okay, so a bunch of people in the UK have gone to Nigeria. Okay, white people. Are you saying that they fled the UK, or did they just see a better way of life over there for themselves?
That's called imperialism. That's called colonization, because you don't see the opportunity and a reason to stay in your homeland, but they do. They see opportunity, but the opportunity exists for them, but it doesn't exist for you, even though that's your homeland. So the reason why you're in the UK is because you had to flee because of lack of opportunity. I'm not saying that to diss you. That's just what it is. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the wording. The word flee, it just has negative connotations. And I believe, this is my opinion, that the word flee, the way you're using it, flee is more like something like a civil war, like you're scared to death, you're going to die or something. You're leaving because you're in fear of something. There's a big difference between, let's say someone from Sweden moves to Germany. You'd never use the word flee because obviously these are European invasions. Exactly. So I think you.
But in that case, those people don't even need passports to move about like that. They don't even need a passport to go from that country to that country.
Yes, you do.
Not white people. They can move throughout Europe freely. Whenever they feel like it, they can pick up and go anywhere in Europe they want to.
I live in the UK, just to go to France, okay, which is way closer than these other countries, you have to have a passport. All people have to have passports. That's why we have them. Have you actually traveled?
Why you have an issue with the term?
We've traveled. Just because we don't talk, just because he brought up fleeing doesn't mean that he hasn't been out the country, sir.
No, I'm asking him because he just told me that apparently you don't need a passport. People in Europe don't need a passport to go within Europe to other countries in Europe. That's ridiculous. So I'm asking, what does he know?
It was a false equivalent that you made about somebody going from Sweden to Germany. That was a false equivalent.
You made a false statement. Okay, just be a man and admit it. You don't know what you were talking about.
There are certain countries, perhaps not all, so I could be wrong about Sweden, Germany in particular, but there are certain countries throughout Europe where you don't need a passport to go back and forth. Is that correct or incorrect? Am I making that up, or is that true?
Which ones? Educate me, because I'm not aware of this.
I don't want to go on a tangent about that. I don't want to go on a tangent about that. I want to stick to the topic. Okay, I don't want to go on a tangent about that. So my question again. Why do you have a problem with the term flee?
Because it doesn't apply. Flee, you're talking about civil wars and things like that. When you use that word, you know
civil war.
Why
I didn't say anything about civil war. We had a civil war here. We've been under attack here. We've been dealing with oppression and terrorism here, but we haven't fled.
Well, you couldn't at the time, could you? Because you were slaves.
We're talking about right now. We're talking about now, today.
Right now, you're not in a civil war. You're just exaggerated.
We've had it though. It's a part of our history. We've never fled. The point is we've never fled. We're still here. We still fighting against the oppression. We still stand up to white supremacy right here on our homeland.
Those are good talking points, but the thing is, when someone tries to respond, you just talk over them. When was the Civil War?
I allow you to talk. You're just all over the place. You're just all over the place.
He can drop out now.
Your audience could see this. Oh yeah, kick me off because you're scared. It's that simple.
Scared of what?
Scared of what? I'm still on my homeland. My entire family stayed right here.
I didn't kick him off.
Nowhere.
I didn't kick him off. He left. I didn't kick him off. He kicked himself off. I didn't push no buttons. I didn't kick him off. He left. I allowed him to talk. I wasn't cutting him off.
I don't like, the divisive talk. Anytime you hold them, accountable for fleeing, their own homeland. And I don't want to hear for education and opportunities and things like that, because we created education and opportunities for ourselves here. We created our own language to communicate with one another while in bondage. So I don't want to hear that you guys are only leaving or fleeing because of education and more opportunities, when you should stay at home and demand those opportunities there. Fight for your own country, fight for your own land. Why are you, and then you coming on here with a British accent?
Right.
Completely colonized.
Right. They talking about we ganging up on you. This is Sincere Love the Godcast. Okay, this is our broadcast. You hopped on here. We didn't come to your broadcast. We didn't come on your live and start talking smack. You came over here.
Also, let's point out the fact that he was a Tariq fan until Tariq started talking about delineation. So again, when it's no longer beneficial to them, now we got to chop up the deuces. We're not messing with you FBAs no more, because, you're not uplifting us or bigging us up anymore, which Tariq has never, bigged them down. He hasn't ever said really anything bad other than the truth. So if the truth is bad, I'm sorry, but it's your truth. And you have
right. And that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying about fleeing. Well, it has a negative connotation. It has negatives. No, it's just the truth. You don't like the truth. That's kind of your problem. That's kind of your problem. But anyway,
we got migrants fleeing on the borders here now.
He fled from the broadcast. I didn't kick him out. He fled again.
In the words of our sister Just Eve, I guess he needed a flea bath. He went to go take a flea bath.
Lord Jesus. But anyway, man. Anyway, like I was saying, so that was my thing with Dr. Umar's argument. Like, it don't make no sense, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we know we ancient people. We the original man.
Totally.
That's a whole nother conversation, though. But the United States of America doesn't owe reparations to the original man. The United States of America doesn't owe reparations to anybody just because they got melanin in their skin. The United States of America owes reparations to a specific group of people. So if we don't have the ability to self-identify with a term that nobody else can latch onto, then how do we effectively go after that justice claim? How?
They don't want us to. They don't want us to.
If we just say we African American, we minorities, we black, if we just go along with whatever, what all y'all trying to tell us we need to go along with, then how do we get to our specific justice claim handled?
That was the thing. We're not really supposed to get to it. They want us to have the illusion of it all. It's just an illusion for them. As long as they can keep us, talking that minority talk, talking that Pan-African talk or African-American talk and things like that, then we're not going to get it, because I personally don't think CARICOM is really doing a lot of fighting. Not the type of fight that we're doing here on American soil for our reparations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really just started turning up when we started making noise.
Right.
Now they want to have conferences and all that in Washington, D.C., no less.
Right. Why aren't you having that in France? Right.
Y'all coming over here, linking up with the Democrats, having y'all Pan-African CARICOM conferences, trying to undermine what we doing because you see the momentum taking place over here. Right.
And they would rather see us not get it because they can't attach themselves or latch themselves onto it. So they rather nobody get nothing.
Right.
Talk about divisive. That's selfish.
Because their reparations is just being here.
Right.
The fact that you have somewhere to flee to, that's your reparations right there. You just being in the UK, Dandelion, you just being in the UK, that's good enough for you. You good. Long as you ain't gotta take a shit in the stream, you straight.
Right.
And you think we're supposed to be content because we got toilet bowls. We supposed to be content and shut up and stop banging on white supremacy because we got running water in the house. No, we're not satisfied with that. We don't believe that the white supremacists are supposed to be in control. Y'all think they're supposed to be in control. That's just the way it is. That's just nature. In your mind, that's just nature. They're supposed to be on top and in control, and we're supposed to just get in where we fit in. We don't believe that.
And accept crumbs.
Why is anyone else worrying about what we call ourselves anyways? Good question. Shout out to Brother Daniel in the chat. Jeff Will, shout out to Jeff Will in the chat.
I feel like it's weird. I feel like it's very weird, you know, and I feel like we're delineating really from the term African American more than anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're just self-identifying because we understand that we have a justice claim in this country. And the fact that that's not being respected, you know, by other melanated people, that we have, you know, made a pathway for to come here to America. And I'm not talking about, what's his name? Brother Danny Lyon. I'm just talking about others that come here, you know, to America. We've made a pathway here, you know, for our brothers and our cousins, you know, from the African diaspora as well as the Caribbean to come here. So for us to, you know, kind of be called divisive, you know, and argued with all the time about delineating ourselves, you know, and separating our ethnicity from theirs for our specific justice claim here in America, I feel like that's divisive. That's very selfish, and it's anti-FBA to me.
It is. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And the bottom line is, it has done us more harm than it has done us good. Nobody can point to the good that it has done. Nobody can point to the gains, the accomplishments that came out of so-called Pan-Africanism. We've done more in the past 7 years than we did in 100 years trying to link arms with people who ain't trying to link arms with us. Right. We've accomplished more in the last 7 years than we've done in 100 years.
Right.
We got the mainstream political establishment forced to talk about our issues, even though they're trying to talk around it. But before, it was just completely ignored. It was laughable. Bringing up reparations was just laughable. Now they are forced to have to contend with it because of what we've done over the last 7, 8 years.
Right.
So all of these other movements that have been around 80 years and all of that stuff, they haven't moved the needle. So we're gonna continue to do what we're doing. We're on the right track. Everything that we see, all the pushback that we're getting, is actually good. These are good signs. These are signs that we're doing the right thing. It forces people to reveal themselves. It forces people to reveal themselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, exactly. Because just because you're wearing our uniform, now we can really tell who's who and what's what. Because trust, we still rock with people throughout the diaspora. We still rock with people on the continent and in the Caribbean who are on code. We still rock with them. It ain't like we saying you non-FBA, so you the enemy. No, that's not the case. That when y'all say that, that's just a projection.
It was never the case.
That's just a straight up projection.
And we hold our coons to the fire too.
Always have.
Our coons. Always have checked our coons. So they can't say that has been the case. I just feel like they feel like they're not going to benefit from our fight because of the delineation. As long as they were going to eat off of it, they wouldn't have a problem. Even if we considered us, even if we delineated and said, or just used the term FBA, but we were bringing them on to the reparations claim, they will be fine with the term FBA. Yes, FBA, my brother. But because we said we're FBA, we're delineated, and our justice claim is specific to our group, now it's a problem. So the problem is obviously resources, money.
The fact that you have to lie says a lot. Dandelion, because I didn't kick you off. You left on your own.
Right.
So the fact that you got to lie, go in the chat and lie, that says a lot right there. Because look, if that was the case, I could block you from the chat. I'm not blocking you.
Right.
I'm not blocking you. Stay where you are. Identify yourself. Who goes there?
And again, you know Dandy, you were Tariq Nasheed fanboy, you know, until the delineation started happening. So you don't get to come wag your finger about Tariq Nasheed over here either. Because he's not talking how you want him to talk. Now he's not your friend. And you clearly still listen to him to this day. So you're still a fanboy.
Right. And before we brought you on the panel and before I heard your accent, I already knew you was non-FBA.
That's why that hairline didn't come on screen.
I already knew you was because really,
I can add an extra finger on this forehead, and I'm FBA.
Right. It's really only non-FBA people that have a problem with what we're saying. not all, but you know what I'm saying? The ones that have a problem, 9 times out of 10, it's a non-FBA person. You do have FBA people who sometimes are confused. That's all it be. When the FBA person kind of giving you a little bit of pushback, usually they're just confused. You know what I'm saying? Once you talk to them a little bit, if they actually listen, usually they'll be like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. That makes sense. That's what we see happening with Cameron. People like Cameron. You know what I'm saying? They're not a part of the movement, but they've been hearing, you know what I'm saying, what's going on out here. And so automatically as an FBA person, it clicks. It makes sense to him. You know what I'm saying? It just automatically makes sense to him. That's why he went on his broadcast and said what he said.
And he also said that they don't like us. And that add that part on there. And let's be clear, we've seen a lot of anti-blackness from, you know, our brothers and sisters from the diaspora. We have to own it. We have to say that too. And I'm tired of y'all whining about being called an African booty scratcher in 3rd grade. That's just what we do. We called each other that. If you had a deeper melanated skin, we called each other that. We were not singling out Africans. Right.
I was all type of African booty scratchers as a kid. Man, I remember that.
Man. I never went to school.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I really didn't want you to run, but you know, you had to flee. That's what you do. I really didn't want you to run though, because I wanted to get to the point where you brought up the Akata thing. You brought up the Akata thing, and you was about to try to remix the definition of Akata. You was about to try to tell us that was something good, actually. You was about to try to tell us why we tripping over the word Akata. That's not even a bad word. That's what you was about to tell us. I really wanted to get in that, but you bouncing all over the place. That's what y'all do. Just bounce from topic to topic. Don't, you know, I'm trying to get you to stick to one topic, but you all over the place. But it's all good, because I really wanted one of the Hebrew Israelites or one of the Moors to pull up. That's who I really wanted to pull up, because I already knew once I put the title up. Once I put the title up, I already knew they were coming.
We ain't black. What's that nigga? What's that dude? What's his name? He hates Tariq too. You know, the one that got slapped in front of the museum.
Taharka.
We might get him up in here.
Taharka. And what's up with him and the other Pan-African dude, Bucci Bear, banging on each other now?
Yeah, I saw. Well, you know,
I thought they was buddy buddy. I thought they was buddy buddy.
Well, they done flipped on each other, and that's what they do. You know what it is? Those people are not trying to, you know, educate, you know, people on anything. They're there for content, and that's it. Everything is really just content. And we know that putting Tariq Nasheed up in, you know, the headline is obviously gonna get views, but they're there for content. That's what I've come to the conclusion of. Those are content creators.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, man. I need some pointers, man, because we ain't good at the content creation side of things. We ain't that good at it.
We don't have no drama though. We don't have any drama.
Word up, man. But yeah, I really wanted to hear from one of the Hebrew Israelites or one of the Moorish brothers to come on and tell us why we ain't black, or why we shouldn't call ourselves black or whatever.
It's in the Bible according to the Hebrew Israelites. It's biblical according to them.
What's up with the personal attack, Dandelion? I haven't attacked you personally, brother.
Yeah.
I need to go get a job and all that. Why do you assume I don't have a job, brother?
Right. Oh,
is that one of those? Is that one of those FBA niggas don't work and we lazy and all that? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm a lazy nigga.
You don't work hard. You don't work hard.
Dandelion, am I a lazy nigga? Is that what you're saying in my chat?
You need to work hard, nigga.
Damn.
Stop asking the white man. What are we talking about, man? Stop asking the white man to help you.
We only going to be able to get to a few more of the topics. So make sure you pick the good ones, because we already an hour into the broadcast.
So let me see. Where do I start? Do we want to talk about Haitian American and political scholar Dr. Claudine Gay of Howard University?
Yes, we do.
We want to talk about her. And you know, shout out to our brother Dewan B, who pointed these two headlines out. So one moment.
Hold on, but frame it for people who might not know what's going on with that.
So Dr. Claudine Gay, you guys know that she was the president over at Howard University, who has just been, well, they say she stepped down, but I think fired for plagiarism.
I'm laughing at y'all in the chat.
So, but she is an Haitian American. Sometimes. Now, once she resigned or whatever, it says why Black excellence is never enough. But she was Haitian when she got the job.
Wait, okay. So you're saying, all right. So the lady who was the president of Harvard, she recently had to step down and resign because of claims of plagiarism. They said she was copying other people's work and all that. But really, something else prompted it, though. I forgot what it was that they really was mad at. They used that as the excuse to get up.
They used that as because she was in support of Palestine, so she made some pro-Palestine comments. Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah, she made some pro-Palestine, free Palestine comments, and they went and said, "Okay, well, we already got something on you," because whenever they give y'all these positions, they already got something on you. They don't put nobody in these positions unless they have a way to yank their chain just in case they get out of control. You know what I'm saying? They always got something on you in the first place. And so you saying when she got appointed to this position, she was the first Haitian American president of Harvard, right? It was all about that, waving that Haitian flag.
It was all about Haitian American woman, because they want to also separate melanated people from their counterparts.
All the markers. They're trying to get all the markers in there. So it was Stand Up Haiti and Black Girl Magic and all that.
Yeah.
Now that she's being fired, probably unjustly, like I said, it's probably, there's some bullshit that they probably on for real. And so now that this is happening to her, they want all Black people to get in line and fight for her and stand up for her. So now she's just Black. She's not Haitian no more. Because now you need some of that FBA. You need some of that FBA lineage to come and fight for your ass. So now you're just Black.
And y'all seen her husband?
I haven't.
I just put him in there. Look at you can pull up her husband. I have a nice picture of her and her hubby.
Oh, okay. Let me show y'all.
Not surprised at all. Not surprised at all.
Share screen. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Oh, Lord. The usual suspects.
Usual suspects, of course.
The usual suspects. So there you go. Why don't you ask the divestment community to stand up for you, and the swirler community and the divestment community? Why don't you see if they got your back?
Right.
Does he even got your back? I wonder if he even got your back. Who is he anyway?
Weird looking couple.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, love is love. Love who you love. Love who you love. So yeah,
I love Black people that love other Black people.
That's Miss Claudine right there. So
I'm rooting for Black people that marry other Black people. All right. So who else do we have? Oh, I thought this was shitty. Yes, I'm cussing. This was shitty. I'm disappointed. I'm not surprised, by the way. So, I'm definitely not surprised. But former Aurora police officer convicted in Elijah McClain's death, sentenced to 14 months. Now, we all know somebody that sold weed and got longer than that.
I got more than that.
Vic do more than that?
I did more than that. I did more than that for a dirty urine.
Right. Wow.
I did more than that because I had THC in my urine.
Crazy. Michael Vick did more than that, or was sentenced to more than that for fighting dogs.
Right.
14 months. And he's being handed his sentence with the fake tears. Most of that sentence more than likely is going to be suspended, for a certain amount. So he'll probably be out in 7 months, around there.
Yeah.
And applying with another police department later, either in another county or another state. 14 months.
So look, we gotta we haven't been on since last Sunday, right? So we gotta talk about Katt Williams, and we gotta talk about the Epstein. We gotta talk about the Epstein list also. Yeah. How many views that thing got by now? Because the first day it was like almost 10 million dudes. It was 10 million views or something on that video.
Let me see if I can find it.
In one day.
Let me go to.
So what was your thoughts, Nicey? Well, you know, everybody done talked about it. Everybody done gave their takes on it already. You know, it's kind of almost out of the news cycle now, but we here. It's Sunday, so we got to give our take. What was your thoughts about the whole Katt Williams?
I thought it was hilarious because, you know, his delivery. I feel like a lot of it was comedy for sure. You know, as far as his delivery of everything, but a lot of the things, some of the things we had already heard before, such as the situation with Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac, him trying to contact the producers or whatever, the director of Ocean's 11 to try and get that part. So that was something like, dang, like, okay, they're still talking about that till today. As far as the stealing of other comedians' material, I did not know about that part, but of course we're here in the internet era, and as soon as that shit went off, you start seeing clips. Cedric the Entertainer, you know what I'm saying? So it almost make you you still feel like these people are funny, don't get me wrong. You know, that's not gonna go away, but I was disappointed because these are older veteran comedians, and then you guys are stealing, you know, material for up and coming black, you know, comedians. So I felt like that rubbed me wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, we're all, you know, you guys are all black, you're trying to make it. You know, we're all trying to get our big break, and to steal material, you know, from young up and coming artists, you know what I'm saying? That was just like, and then you did it on the Kings of Comedy. So at this point, you've already made it. You know what I'm saying? So that rubbed me so wrong once I start seeing the receipts, you know what I'm saying? And then the stuff that he was hitting on about the dresses, we've been talking about that, you know, here in New Black Media for sure. So it was refreshing, you know, to hear, you know, that he actually has standards. He has principles that he will not, you know, give up for money, you know. So that's what I'm with. It was funny. It was funny.
Yeah. And I agree with you. Like you said, most of those guys are funny to me. They still funny to me. They're entertaining. You know what I mean? I like some of Kevin Hart stuff, Steve Harvey stuff. You know, Say has some funny stuff, you know, barbershop and stuff like that. That don't change, you know, how I feel about them as entertainers. But I always separate the art from the artist anyway. And so for me, the thing that's been in question, and it was about a lot of their integrity. But Steve already told us it wasn't about integrity for him. So Katt didn't really have to blow the spot up for him. He told us that his damn self when he was going back and forth with Monique.
Right, it's the money game.
Be out here trying to hold on to no integrity. It's the money game. Remember, it's the money game. Okay, so Steve told us what it was. So no surprise there. You know what I'm saying? But I thought overall, looking at the whole thing, I thought it was brilliant from a marketing standpoint for Katt Williams. Obviously, it's going to be something coming out real soon. He's probably going to be doing another special, or even if he hits the road.
He's on tour. He's on tour.
I mean, he already sells out everywhere he goes, but now it's going to have to be a couple nights in a row. It's going to have to be a couple nights in a row each city. It's going to be off the chain. So from a marketing standpoint, it's brilliant. And it shows his understanding of the internet landscape, how to make things move on the internet. He already knew this was about to do numbers. When Shannon Sharp was looking all worried and scared, start bucking his eyes and all that, Shannon Sharp thinking he about to get shut down.
Right.
He said, chill. He said, chill. This nigga, your life about to change. You let him know, nigga, your life about to change. And that goes along with what people have been saying about Katt Williams and his generosity. Everybody has been giving testimonies about what Katt Williams has done for them. Just giving people money, helping people out, buying people cars, giving people jobs, all type of stuff that people have been coming out in droves testifying about the good that he has done for them. And so this was another act of generosity, an act of kindness on his part by him going to Shannon Sharp's show. Because like he mentioned, he could have went to Joe Rogan or anywhere. You know what I'm saying? and it would have did the same numbers or even more. You know what I'm saying? Because now you tap into a whole nother audience. But he almost did that almost as a favor for Shannon Sharpe. Like, you know what? I'm about to blow up the spot. I'm going to give this to another brother. You know what I'm saying? And so I looked at it from that standpoint. I can't do nothing but pop my collar and salute Katt Williams. Of course, you know, somebody talking for 2.5 hours or however long it was, you're not going to agree with everything they said, right? And so, go ahead, you good. And so, you know, we could talk about all of the stuff that we all agree about, but I thought he was off with the Michael Jackson stuff.
Well, he didn't even go into detail though. He really, and I honestly, when he
it was
said
enough
that,
detail for me.
I didn't know though. Like honestly, I had never heard him myself talk about Michael or R. Kelly. So when he brought that up, he was like, I got canceled, you know, for talking about Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. And I was sitting here like, well, I never heard it. I was still looking for shit. Like I never heard that. So that was new.
I don't remember the canceling part, but he's probably referring to you know, probably some of the other entertainers having a problem with him, you know, going in on Mike. But I remember him on stage going in on Mike and stuff like that. But when I see a comedy set when somebody's doing that, that's fair game. To me, it's jokes. Right. It's just jokes. You know what I'm saying? That's different. But we all know, you know what I'm saying, the feds had Michael Jackson under surveillance for over a decade. Right. You know what I'm saying? They done analyzed this man's life from top to bottom. And if they ain't find nothing, ain't nothing there. You know what I'm saying?
They wanted to put him in jail. They couldn't do that, so they killed him. Right.
So that part I wasn't feeling, and he was giving DL Hughley a lot of props. I don't know why.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when he said there will be no DL slander, I was like, nigga, I'm slandering. Like he's off code.
Heavy slander on the DL Hughley side of things. Sorry. Heavy slander on the DL Hughley side of things. Because he slanders us as a group. You know what I'm saying? And to me, all of the cooning aside, he's the least funny one.
Right.
I never thought he was funny.
You know what? He's good at roasting. I will give you that because I've seen him live too. DL Hughley is better at roasting than he's a good roaster, but at just holding a set, you know, keeping you engaged with actual comedy, no. And that's what I learned from him when seeing him in the past. When he's not getting the reaction that he needs from the jokes, you know, from the audience, then he'll start to just go into the audience and pick somebody to just start roasting. And that's his thing, because the comedy part does fall flat. So if you look at any videos, even with him, majority of his stuff is just roasting people. That's what he's good at.
Right. And that's another thing that I wanted to say too. Shout out to Bad C. He said Katt Williams, unfortunately, is an Obama Biden supporter. So that's the other thing that I wanted to point out. Just because, well, I'll speak for myself. Just because I might agree with a lot of stuff that Katt Williams was saying, I respect him as an artist, as a comedian, and all of that stuff. I hold him, you know what I'm saying, as one of the greats of his generation. Doesn't mean that I think he's a saint and that he's B1 and that he's one of us. No, I don't think that at all. I feel the same way about him like I feel about Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they're a breath of fresh air. And when it comes to black entertainers, you know what I'm saying, for being independent, speaking truth to power the way that they do, I give them their props for that. But that doesn't mean that I think that they one of us because they're not.
Majority of them honestly are not. And the responses though of the comedians that he went after, who said he was lying yet?
Nobody.
Has anyone said he lied? That's the part that got me. And I have to agree with Charleston White on this one. This, you know, it's hard with him, but he said Ludacris responded with a jingle. I hollered when he said he was like when he said Luda, he was like, how you respond with a jingle, my nigga? Like you supposed to like, heck no, you know, you supposed to speak. He said this nigga responded with a jingle. I was done when he said that. That like was so funny to me, but none of them really said anything, you know, like, oh, he's lying. And then what's his name? The skinny one, that water dress, what's his name? Smiley.
Yeah. I want to ask you about that. I want you to ask about that. What did you think? Did you think Katt went too far bringing up his son's death and all that? Did you think that was a bridge too far? What was your thoughts on that? And y'all can respond in the chat too. What did y'all think? Some people had a problem with him bringing up Tavis Smiley, the death of Tavis Smiley's, not Tavis Smiley, what's his name? Ricky Smiley.
Ricky Smiley.
Yeah,
I think
Ricky Smiley's
like the way
son.
he said it, no. I didn't have a problem because he said for someone to have lost their son recently and you still on the couch lying, it was kind of like said like that. Now, did it have to be said? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? But again, you know, you guys are all comedians. Even though comedy can be below the belt, though. You know, a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And also, I just think that Ricky Smiley going over here crying, it was a way to get sympathy. I'm sorry, because you don't wear these dresses, people calling you out, and you looking real weak. You know what I'm saying? Damn what Katt said. At this point, I'm looking at your goofy ass for crying. You look weak out here doing that goofy shit.
Right.
No.
And my opinion on Tavis Smiley also, I never really thought Tavis Smiley was funny like that. I don't even know a lot of his work. I don't even know a lot of his work other than, you know, he's on the radio since I've been down here. I know he's on the radio and stuff like that. And I think it's funny when they call up people and prank people on the phone and shit. But I never seen him, and I didn't even know he was Santa Claus in Friday After Next. I didn't even know that was him.
I don't even remember him. Listen, I don't even remember him. Like all the characters, you guys, who remembered him?
I did not know that was him.
He wasn't memorable.
At all. None of his stand-up stuff has been memorable. He hasn't played no memorable roles like that. I mean, but you know, you got your lane. You know, you do the radio thing. You know what I'm saying? You got your church audience and all of that. Be content with your success. You're still successful. But you know, you ain't no Katt Williams. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't
playing Money Mike either. You was not playing no Money Mike. If I'm the casting director, you're not gonna get the part as Money Mike, bro. That was not even an audition he should have stepped into, personally.
Yes, Ricky. I keep saying Tavis Smiley. I'm talking about Ricky Smiley. I keep saying Tavis Smiley.
He should have never auditioned. He should have never auditioned for that part. You don't give pimp energy. I'm sorry. It wasn't gonna work.
Yeah.
And did you hear what Ice Cube said? Ice Cube
I heard
like,
Ice Cube said.
A lot of what he said was correct. That's what he started the sentence off with. The only thing he disagreed with was the rape scene. You know what I'm saying? That I guess that was supposedly written there. He said that was never there.
Again, some of the shit Katt was saying was Katt. Okay.
Right.
You ain't read no 3,000 books.
Sell it.
You ain't read no 3,000 books a year, nigga. I don't give a damn how smart you is. Right, you ain't read no 3,000 books. That was Katt.
First of all, you busy. Nigga. You on the road. You raising 7 kids.
But he said he did that. But he said he did that between like the age of 7 and 11.
Oh,
he was reading 3,000 books a year.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. I got a son. I got a son that been reading since he damn near could talk. I don't even think he read 3,000 books yet.
Right.
That's a lot of damn reading.
Right. Maybe 300. He meant to say 300. He meant to say 300.
I mean, you know, to me, the whole interview came off like a comedy set. So that was another brilliant aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? He was performing at the same time he was doing the interview. So he was marketing himself. He was making it funny. And he was revealing some truths. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's brilliant. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Tariq Nasheed does. You know what I'm saying? Right. That you know what I'm saying? At the same time he roasting people, he's selling deodorant. You know what I'm saying? He'll roast a nigga about being musty and he promoting the deodorant at the same time. And he dropping some real truth and some facts about, you know, whatever the topic may be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so to be able to do all of that simultaneously, you know, that ain't no easy feat. That ain't no easy feat. That takes talent. It takes you know, obviously you got to have some knowledge and some consciousness about yourself. But yeah, that's what I saw Katt doing on there. And that was the most impressive to me. And also, I feel like he was using the things that he knew would get headlines, the things that he knew would make the internet go crazy. He was using that to get to some of the real gems that he wanted to actually drop. Because he did drop a lot of gems in there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of life jewels was all throughout there. And I feel like that was his real objective. But he knew what he had to do to get the eyeballs and the ear. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a skill.
Did you guys also catch at the end of Ice Cube's, live where he's like, I put a lot of people on, you know what I'm saying, in my movies. I still act. Ain't nobody called
Exactly.
me. And
Right.
who, you know what I'm saying, who reached back? Because let's be for real, a lot of these people, you know, comedians we knew of, but once they did those Friday movies and the barbershops and things like that, that really catapulted their careers. Let's be for real about it. And none of them have reached back, clearly.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, and like he said, I ain't discovered them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I thought they was funny. I put them in the movie, but that did change the trajectory of a lot of their careers, especially Katt. You know what I mean? Because I didn't even realize, until all of this came out. Like, damn, that was Katt Williams' first movie. That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's your breakout role.
And Cube let him basically rewrite the script, and then he was only supposed to have a small part, and it turned into a bigger part for him, and he let him basically ad-lib it the whole time. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Yeah, he understood the assignment. He understood what the opportunity really meant, and more than anything else, he understood his own value. Because now, like what we're seeing. Ever since this whole Color Purple thing came out, and they promoting the Color Purple with Taraji P and the other actress and all these people talking about being underpaid and how they was being treated on set and all of this stuff. What's the girl's name? She was from Orange is the New Black.
Oh, I can't think of her name, but I'll tell you in a minute. Hold on.
If anybody knows her name, put it in the chat. But she's in the Color Purple movie also, and she was talking about how they ain't have no food on set and all type of stuff. All this stuff that was going on, and she said she wasn't even going to say nothing because she's just happy to be there. She's just happy for the opportunity. She was willing to accept whatever type of treatment just because you're grateful for the opportunity. And that's how they do niggas a lot of times. But what I got out of Katt's story was not only was he grateful for the opportunity, he was going to seize the moment. He was going to make the most out of the moment. He wasn't going to just accept what you're going to give me. Nah, I'm going to show you even more. I'm gonna make this shit even flyer than you thought it was gonna be, because I know who I am and I know what I bring to the table. So let me show y'all. Also, he showed that when he talked about how he took, I think it was 22,000 out of the 25,000 he got paid, and did his own special.
Yep. All his specials, he said he funded himself before they even got to Netflix, and Netflix bought them from him. He self-funded all the way through every last one.
Right. But he did it from the very beginning. From his very first one, he took the majority, the lion's share of the money that he was paid, and he didn't have no money. He talked about how he got his tooth was broken. He couldn't afford to get his teeth fixed. So he was sleeping at the trailer on the set and all of that. And so he took the money that he was paid and he invested it into himself because he knew what his value was and what he bring to the table. And so he made a great point. Well, how can I expect you to invest in me and you to believe in me if I'm not willing to invest in myself? If I don't believe in myself, let me show you what you're missing by not investing in me. And so he took damn near all the money that he was paid and reinvested it into himself. That's why he is who he is to this day. It's a lot of funny people out there. It's a lot of talented people out there, but it's a whole nother thing when you have that level of self-confidence and when you have your integrity intact. When you're not willing to just accept any old bullshit just to get by. That's what makes Katt Williams great. That separates people, man. When it's not just what you do on screen and on the stage, but who you are as a person on the inside. That's what really makes you into a great icon.
Right. Like he said, like Boosie said, when he first got out, Katt reached out to him, to get him some tickets to his show, and then came with $15K wrapped up in a towel. And handed it to him, and he was talking about how he really, really needed it at that time because he didn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? He fresh out. He's saying right now today, when I see him, I'm giving him $15K because I owe him for that. Like, I wasn't expecting it. Number one, I'm fresh out. I'm thinking he's giving me some tickets to his show. I've been locked up. Maybe he wants to entertain me a little bit, but then to give me $15K wrapped up in the towel on the same night, man. Even some white comics have said it.
Yes, I was about to say, have been people coming out in droves. Dion Cole, he did a live, and when he was talking about the Katt Williams thing, he was like, "Yo, how many y'all out there?" Well, I don't even think he called out the people, but he said anybody that interviews Katt Williams, or anybody get a chance to talk to Katt Williams, ask him how much money he gave away over the years. He said it got to be a lot. He said because he told the story about when he did a show. I think he got paid for the show, but you know, whatever he got paid for the show, Katt Williams was in the audience, and he sent the girl backstage with $1,000, gave him $1,000, and he didn't even know where it came from at first. The girl didn't tell him, oh, yo, Katt Williams or whatever. She just handed him the money, and so he like, damn, who the hell gave me $1,000? And so he said he was talking to another comic, and he told him a similar story, and he said Katt Williams was in the audience, so he put 2 and 2 together. You know what I'm saying? And when he put that post up, it had to be a couple of hundred people in the comments saying, oh yeah, Katt did this. Katt did, you know, I DJ'd at the show. He gave me this. I was a model and we had this going on and he paid me this. And yeah, he gave me this opportunity. It was like a couple of hundred people in the comments, different entertainers testifying about Katt Williams' generosity. I said, that speaks volumes right there, man. Right. That speaks volumes right there. That's a genuine person, man. You know what I mean? Go out your way to do some shit like that, because that means you want for your brother the same thing that you want for yourself. You want for your brother and sister the same thing that you want for yourself.
He said that on the show, though. He said, why would I come to your city, do a show, make $100,000 and not go at least take 10 to your homeless community? Right.
Right. I think, Brother Daniel, you must be way behind. I think he's still responding to when we had old boy on here in the chat. I think you way behind. If you hear this, you might want to hit the fast forward button so you can catch up. But yeah, man, that kept us all entertained for the week. And like I said, there was a lot of gems in there also. So shout out to Katt Williams, man. And also, this is a great opportunity for everybody that was mentioned. I think I think Kevin Hart had a smart response to everything, because I didn't see if he made a video or anything like that, but I know he put out something, either was on Facebook or Twitter, and he just promoted his movie. That's smart. If y'all niggas is smart, y'all use this momentum to promote whatever y'all got going on. You know what I'm saying? He just gave y'all niggas an alley-oop. And Kevin Hart was smart enough to peep that. Kevin Hart said, you know, whatever. Katt Williams said whatever he said. You know, much respect to that brother. But I think y'all should go check out my new movie coming out on Netflix this Friday. Y'all really going to enjoy that. That's how you do it.
If it's stand up, I'm sorry, ain't nobody finna look at that, because Kevin, stand up is not his thing.
He got classics. He got a couple classics though. He do got some whack ones, but he got a couple of classics too though. Laugh at My Pain was hilarious. I think it was Big Little Man. I think was the other one. He got a couple of classics too. So it's hit or miss with the stand up, but when he get it right, he get it right. You know what I mean? Because all right, that was memorable. He got some joints. And before we get off that topic, we did talk about the thing with the dresses too, right? And I've been a little bit conflicted about this whole thing. Of course, we always talk about the rituals, the humiliation rituals and stuff like that. And so it's a couple of things. I recently watched the movie JoJo Dancer. You remember that movie, Richard Pryor?
I do, and I the name, yes. The movie itself, no. Like I can't think of clips, but I do remember that name, JoJo Dancer. Did that movie come out in the 70s or the 80s? 80s?
It came out in the 80s. Cash, Gould TV. I'll get to you in a minute. But anyway, what I wanted to say, I recently watched the movie JoJo Dancer. JoJo Dancer is brilliant, man. I haven't watched it since I was a kid. So anybody who hasn't seen JoJo Dancer in a long time, if you weren't an adult when you watched JoJo Dancer, go back and watch JoJo Dancer as a grown man, as a grown woman. You will have a whole different view on it, especially if you're conscious. The movie, to me, not only was he being very autobiographical and telling his story and all the stuff that he went through, he was also exposing Hollywood in a lot of ways when you really look at the movie. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because he was in a dress in the movie. It was a scene where he was in a dress. He had a full face of makeup and all that stuff on. When he was trying to get on, he was trying to come up in the comedy scene. But it was before he actually got to Hollywood that he did that. But it really shows in the movie how his life truly spent out of control once he hit Hollywood. Even though he came from fucked up circumstances where he grew up in a hoe house, you know what I'm saying? His mama was a hoe, you know what I'm saying? His daddy was abusive and all of that stuff. Even though he came from those messed up circumstances, he was a very smart kid. He had a lot of potential. and he was a good kid. You know what I'm saying? And his grandmother, you know, even though she ran the whole house and all that, you know, he had a special relationship with his grandmother. She instilled a lot of confidence in him. He had a good trajectory that he was on until he hit Hollywood. That's when really everything spun out of control. And I felt like that was kind of an expose on Hollywood, and it was brilliant for him to do it the way that he did. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I said I was a little bit conflicted about the dress thing, because I'm like, okay, so how do I feel about Richard Pryor now? Because I see people on social media saying they're showing the Dave Chappelle clip when he did the thing with Howard Stern.
The Howard Stern lookalike thing.
The skit with Howard Stern lookalike, and he was playing the black girl that's on the Howard Stern show and all of that. And it was another movie that he did where he had on some women's clothes or whatever the case may be. And I seen a lot of people posting that, saying, "Oh, I thought Dave Chappelle said he never would have dressed." I don't remember.
He
him
never
saying
said
he
that
never
though. He never said that. He talks about the rituals of Hollywood, though, Hollywood, as I call it. So he never said that he didn't do it. He spoke about the rituals that come after that. Same thing with the actor comedian Brandon Johnson, I believe. He said the same thing. He did it in Big Mama's house. So they're talking about what happens to them after the fact. Hence why you know Dave Chappelle had that mental breakdown. We know for sure Martin Lawrence had a mental breakdown at some point. So I think that, you know, that correlation is definitely real. Same thing with Richard Pryor, though. He got heavily into drugs, allegedly into some, you know, gay relationships and things like that. You know, could that have been due to Hollywood? More than likely.
Right. And so that's my thing. So, because now I'm seeing people, and certain people that I respect even, saying, oh, I guess this is their first time seeing those clips and stuff like that. And so now Dave Chappelle ain't in my top 5 no more. You know what I'm saying? After seeing this, he's not in my top 5 no more. So I'm saying, so what are you basing your top 5 comedians off of then?
Right.
Yeah, what are you basing that off of then? Because that don't take away my admiration for Richard Pryor or Dave Chappelle. None of them. You know what I'm saying?
And
they still
also,
great. Ain't nobody fucking with them.
Right. But also, even with Dave Chappelle, I'm sure right now he understands the errors of doing something like that. But he was also a new and upcoming, you know, comedian trying to find his way. But he understands that now. So am I going to hold him, you know, for what he didn't know then? Today, absolutely not. He grew from that.
Exactly. You have the right and room to evolve and grow and have new standards for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, that was a great example with the Brandon T. Jackson kid. You know what I'm saying? He said Katt Williams was the only one that was trying to warn him. And he thought Katt Williams was, you know, trying to ridicule him at the time. He said, but you couldn't pay me $1 trillion now to do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So people have the right to grow and change. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to condemn you forever because, you know, whatever you may have done in the past, and especially something like that, whatever, because you might have been looking at it the way a lot of people look at it as just a skit, or it's just a funny bit. It's just a prop or whatever. And so to me, I don't even look at the Madea character in that same category because Tyler Perry, he created that. He was doing that on an independent circuit when he was just doing his stage plays and all that. That wasn't something that Hollywood brought to him. You know what I'm saying? That was something that he created.
Hollywood. He
decided to do. You know what I'm saying? So he did things on his own terms. So I don't look at that the same way as some ritualistic buck breaking thing, even though, you know, it might make you more appealing to Hollywood. They're like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We already got a man in the dress. We ain't even got to break him. You know what I'm saying? It might you know, make the pathway more easy for you, but he still did it on his own terms, and I can respect that.
And he's still a little moist, but and also, but what do you feel about that? I don't know if you guys seen the
video. Wait, what you said? Wait, what you said?
He's already a little moist. He's moist, so it wasn't too much. You know, they didn't have to break him. He came moist, and he already came with the dress and the wig. But what do you think about that video that was circulating with that pastor who said that Tyler Perry basically made drag queens more acceptable into the church community?
I don't think that's true. In
the church community, though.
Yeah, I understand what he was saying. And yes, the church embraced Tyler Perry and the Madea character, but it didn't open up the floodgates where now a RuPaul is acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Medea, yeah, they cool with Medea. They love Medea. They support Medea. They're going to see all the movies. You know what I'm saying? He can even, Tyler Perry can even lay hands on people and give them the Holy Ghost. You know what I'm saying? But
for $1 million, I would too.
But he's implying that basically, you know, he made it acceptable in the church for drag now, but he didn't, because now if drag queens show up, it's still going to be the same pushback. It's still going to be the same smoke that it always
Not
been.
in Atlanta, because it's the dudes that's wearing the heels up in there in them churches, you know, tapping on them tambourines out there.
Look. Gay people always been accepted in the black church. Gay people always been accepted in the black church.
But in Atlanta, they're wearing beards and heels, though. It's different. I've never seen that here. Now, you know that they're
I've never
moist.
seen that either.
You know they're moist, but they don't have no heels.
Atlanta is a different place, so I don't know what's going on. I can't speak for the church in Atlanta. I don't go. I don't attend, so I don't know if they got that type of shit going on. But I don't think they having drag queen Sunday schools. I don't think that's what's going on in the black church.
That's the white supremacy.
They are softening up, but it's not because of what Tyler Perry did. It's because you got people like Jamal Bryant kowtowing to the LGBT community. You know what I'm saying? Because they so tapped in with the Democrats, and this is the Democratic agenda. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they're trying to, you know, now they out here apologizing for previous stances and all of this other stuff. That's what's softening up the stance for the black church. It's the preachers who are tied in with these Democrats who are going out there trying to convince the congregation to be more accepting. You know what I'm saying? It's
wait
not
for a scandal. Jamal Bryant. Once they're done using your ass, they're gonna, you know, produce your little scandal, and you'll be the next one whining on social media for forgiveness and everything too. As soon as they get done with using his butt. And also, I wanted to say this because I did Google JoJo Dancer, and our brother, our ancestor now, Paul Mooney, co-wrote that movie.
Co-wrote which movie? Oh yeah, JoJo Dancer. Yeah,
JoJo Dancer. I'm looking in here. I see Paul Mooney. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and Paul Mooney wrote and co-wrote a lot of Richard Pryor stand-ups.
Wow.
Yeah. Paul Mooney, that guy. Paul Mooney, that guy. And they was good friends. And we don't know, he was a little moist too. he got a little sugar in his tank too. But shout out to Paul Mooney. That's all. He
was on code though. He was on code now.
Absolutely. He was definitely on code. Now look, Quasar 9. I don't know if you're behind in the broadcast or not. If you are, press fast forward when you get to this part and catch up. But Quasar 9 says African American, foundational Black American is nowhere in the Constitution. Okay, and what does that mean?
We were also 3/5 of human beings in the Constitution.
Right.
So next.
And again, this is about primarily this is about our reparations claim. And so Japanese is not in the Constitution.
Nope.
They got reparations from the United States. What was it called? Asians, Pacific Islanders, and all of these people is not in the Constitution, but they got specific hate crime bills and stuff and money allotted specifically to them. The LGBT is not in the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? Israel is not in the Constitution. They get billions of dollars every year.
It's Germany, and we're right now. That didn't even happen. The Holocaust didn't even happen in America yet. We pay for it.
All right. I'm going to drop the link, Quasar 9. I don't know where you're watching from, but I'm going to drop the link in the chat. This is your personal invite to come on and say what you got to say. There you go right there. That's the link right there to the stream. If you'd like to come on and say what you got to say. I'd like to hear what you got to say about the topic. Appreciate you tapping in. In the meantime, everybody else, make sure you hit the like button, family. Share this out on your social media platforms. Let everybody know that we're live. We ain't going to be on here too much longer. But Quasar 9, pull up.
And while
Pull up.
we're waiting on Quasar 9 to pull up, I just wanted to make an announcement. So one of my friends out in the North Las Vegas area, my sister Akiko, her daughter Cassidy has her daughter, 18-year-old daughter Cassidy has been missing since Wednesday. I will be sharing a post on my Instagram. If you are in the Las Vegas area, or maybe she, is no longer in that area, maybe Cali, because that's where they're from as well. We want to make sure that we get Cassidy home safe and sound. Prayers out to my sister Akiko for a safe return of her daughter Chastity.
No doubt. No doubt. I don't know how to say your name. I think it's Cash God TV. That link is for you also too. You can pull up too. You can pull up also. Want to hear what you got to say?
On camera.
Yeah, if you're gonna pull up, y'all gotta get on camera, man. If y'all gonna pull up, y'all gotta get on camera. If you don't want to get on camera, don't even click the link.
Because we measuring foreheads today.
If you don't want to get on camera, don't even click the link. But who was it? Cash, and who was the other person? Quasar. The link is in the chat. If y'all willing to get on camera, click the link and let's chop it up. There you go.
And so I want to I'm still on my fast, by the way, y'all. I'm in weekend. I'm at weekend. No water and coffee is what I'm doing right now. But I do sun up to sundown, basically. So yeah, it's almost that time for me to eat. I can't wait. Every day. I'm doing 14 days. I'm doing 14 days. And I'm already a week down. Yeah.
How you feel?
I feel great. It's not bothering me right now. I mean, the first, few days, obviously, but now it's a no-brainer. It's nothing for me. And I only drink, I drink Rise, but I drink 1 cup of that per day, and the rest is just water throughout the day until I can eat. And I only eat once a day.
Okay. What's the current topic right now? We just kind of shooting the shit right now. We were talking about Katt Williams, some of the topics that Katt Williams had touched on. When we kind of touched on that a little bit, and but the main topic is which terminology should we use to identify ourselves, African American or foundational Black American, and why? That's the main topic right there. That's the reason why I invited those two brothers to pull up and give their take on the main topic, because they seem to disagree. And we don't mind when people disagree, but it don't look like nobody wants to pull up and say what they got to say. So I guess, I don't know. Dandelion, your hate of Tariq Nasheed has you people acting illogically, right? That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing, right? It's only because y'all don't like Tariq for whatever. You don't like his delivery or whatever it is about Tariq Nasheed. But forget about Tariq Nasheed. What can you say about the facts? I was about to say it's not an ideology. What can you say about the facts? Because you're watching while you're at work. Okay, all right. What country did your family flee from, Cash? What country did your family flee from? If you could type that in while you're making your deliveries, if you could type that in there real quick. What country did your family flee from? Just
not Uber Eats.
Just to know.
Not Uber Eats.
That's what to know. That's what to know. But we ain't gonna be on here too much long anyway, man. Jeff Epstein. We gotta talk about that before we get out of here.
Oh.
Jeffrey Epstein. So y'all know they've been teasing the list for about a couple of months. Oh yeah, the list is about to come out. All the people that was on Epstein Island January 1st. Then they pushed it back a couple of days and all this stuff. And so basically it stemmed from a lawsuit from, I forgot the girl's name, but she was suing Ghislaine Maxwell, and I guess her estate. So she was an alleged victim of the trafficking that was going on with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and all of that. And she was suing to have the names released or whatever the case may be. And the judge decided to release the names because most of the names were already public anyway. So a lot of names, they put out like, it's so much, I couldn't even go through it. It was like, you got to really be super interested to take that deep dive into it. But they did that on purpose just to just flood it with everything. But some of the names that we already knew, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, who else was on there? Bill Gates.
The usual suspects.
Yeah, a lot of the names that we all been discussing already since this whole time that we already knew, their names was on the list or whatever. But like I've said on social media, and like a lot of people have been saying, ain't nothing about to happen to none of them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't about to do nothing to none of them. You know what I mean? This was just, I guess, some clicks for the mainstream media. Some clicks for them.
Another distraction. You know what I mean? And let's go back to Katt Williams, though. He said the Chris Tucker from Friday is, we got, what did he say? We don't have the Chris Tucker from Friday anymore. We got Epstein Island Chris. I was like, yo, Katt, did he say that?
Yeah, we could do that, Cash. If you got time to pull up, we could do that. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. And that was the thing about the whole Katt thing. He made everything funny. You know what I mean? But yeah, with the Epstein thing, I forgot what it was that made me curious about it. But I wanted to know how he got all his money in the first place, right? Oh yeah, I know what it was. Because the white girl from ABC News, I forgot what her name is, but one of the anchors from ABC News, it was a clip of her where she was behind the scenes, but she was on the hot mic. And she was talking about how they had the story 3 years ago. A couple of the victims, they had pictures, they had all type of receipts about all these big name people that was on the list, the Clintons, all type of people. She was like, we had this story 3 years ago. They refused to air it. ABC News refused to air it. And she was like upset, like, damn, yo, this was my big story.
That was her break.
That wouldn't let me put this shit out. You know what I'm saying? And so that story was floating around. And one thing that she said was, well, he makes all his money by blackmailing people. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, how did he make all his money? You know what I'm saying? So I started looking into a little bit of his background and all of that. And this dude, do y'all know he don't even got a college degree? Jeffrey Epstein dropped out of college, and he ended up being a math teacher at a pretty prestigious school. For a lot of Jewish kids go there. You know what I'm saying? He comes from a Jewish immigrant family, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But he was a regular kid. He went to regular school. You know, he went to college for a little while, ended up dropping out, and became a math teacher. I thought you had to have a degree to be a math teacher.
I thought so too. You have to graduate college for that. And get your teacher credentials and all this stuff.
Right. That's what I thought. I didn't know you could be a college dropout and be a teacher. But he ended up being a teacher. And supposedly he lost his job because they said he was a bad teacher. The guy that fired him said that he let him go because of poor performance.
Well, he didn't even have the education.
Right. He wasn't. How'd you get there in the first place? You surprised he had poor performance? You hired a nigga who was a dropout. Right? Exactly. Inheritance and illicit activity. So that's the thing. These people just have a lot of connections, nepotism, stuff like that. You know what I mean? They do the least and receive the most.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so allegedly they claim that one of his former students was the son of some big banker or whatever. And he ended up tutoring that kid or whatever the case may be. And then the dad hired him because he was so good at math. The dad hired him to be one of his money managers or whatever. So he made a lot of money doing that. And he became the money management person for this big investment asset holdings firm. And these are all the same people who are now being sued in the class action lawsuits from the Virgin Islands. They got to pay the Virgin Islands like $70-something million. They got to pay JP Morgan and Chase. They got to pay that other company that he worked for, like 3 different companies, all part of this class action lawsuit. And they had to pay up to the victims, and to the Virgin Islands. And I was wondering, like, okay, he owned 2 islands. So I'm trying to figure out how the Virgin Islands get to claim anything, because to me, they were co-conspirators just like the bankers, because they're saying, okay, they're saying they suing the banks and stuff. JP Morgan and chasing all of them is getting sued because they say, well, they benefited from his activities. They made money off of his sex trafficking endeavors and all of that. And so you guys benefited from it too. The Virgin Islands, you know what I'm saying? The government or whatever the case may be, y'all was in cahoots with him also.
Right.
So I didn't
going over
really
there against some of them gals too.
I didn't really understand how that made them eligible for anything, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Where was I going with that? I was talking about how they say he made his money from these investment firms and all of that. Oh yeah, all of them are after they had to pay what they got to pay. They're found innocent of any wrongdoing. None of them, you know what I'm saying, are supposedly involved with any of the wrongdoing. They just have to pay up. You know what I'm saying? So the point I think the overall point that I want to make is what Brother Daniel was alluding to in the chat, that these people get in these positions just based off of whiteness, man.
That's it.
Ain't
$1 million
nothing
worth of whiteness.
Man. Look, they said he was worth about $500 million, right? Like 500,000 or something like that. You got quite a few black celebrities now who are worth that and more, but they don't have nearly as much power as Jeffrey Epstein had. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man was pulling a lot of strings. You know what I'm saying? You with the Prince of Wales and the Duke of this, and you know what I'm saying? The most highest levers of power you got access to all around the world. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not because you worth 500 million. Kanye was worth more than that. You see how they did him overnight? You know what I'm saying? Bill Cosby worth about half a billion or something like that. See how they did him?
4 years.
You know
they locked him down for 4 years.
And so, do you think? What's your thoughts? Do you think Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide? I'm gonna give you three options. And this for y'all in the chat too. Do y'all think Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide? Do you think he was killed or unalived? I hated that word, but I just figured out why people were saying unalived. I guess because of the algorithm. So I'm like, oh, okay. My dumb ass didn't realize why everybody started saying unalived. I was like, why is everybody saying unalived? But do you think he was unalived? Or do you think he's actually still alive and they got him in hiding somewhere?
I don't think that he's unalive. I think they have him, they gave him a pass. You shut up. We're going to put everything up on this Israeli, girlfriend of yours. We're going to make her the fall guy. She's going to sit. You go on and do your thing, but you have to, maybe even some cosmetic surgery. I don't know. For me, what made me believe that was when all of a sudden the surveillance cameras inside of the jail were mysteriously not working, and just all these little things, because he walked out. That's my conjecture. He walked out. They had to turn the cameras off because he walked out the back.
What y'all think in the chat? Shout out to Brother Ish. What y'all think in the chat? Do y'all think he was unalived? He unalived himself? Or he's still walking around here somewhere with a new face? Because I think they hiding him somewhere. I think he got some plastic surgery. And I need to see some footage of Ghislaine Maxwell in somebody's prison too, because she might be free too. They probably chilling both somewhere, still trafficking like nothing happened. That's what I think.
Now, is our friend coming in? Because I'm hungry. It's time. I can eat now.
Ain't nobody coming. Ain't nobody pulling up.
I can eat.
Ain't nobody pulling up.
You're hungry. Then I gotta go cook.
Yeah, we about to get out of here, family. So my sister could go eat. She about to break fast. What you eating, by the way?
I have no idea. I have to go to the store. I haven't cooked or taken anything out. I need to grocery shop, but I'm going to get something that I have to cook. So part of my fast also is that I'm not going to buy any fast food or go to any restaurants during this fast. I will be cooking at home. Like no fast, no restaurants, nothing. I'm like really trying to be disciplined.
Good point. Brother Daniel, Epstein had derived power from entities greater than the nations he operated in. His power, while not absolute, transcend nations. He's likely on one of his friends' islands.
Period.
David Copperfield got 11 for him to choose from. And that other dude who was on the list also, who was the CEO or the president of Virgin Records or whatever it's called, Virgin Records. Forgot his name, but he got a couple of islands too. And he was on the list also. And so, yeah, when you read the stories about the people who are on the list, mainstream media is going out their way to cape and saying, yo, this doesn't mean that they were involved in any criminal activity or whatever. Yeah, they're associated with him, but that doesn't mean that they were aware or they knew or they participated. So he was by himself doing all this. He was a lone wolf.
Right.
He was a lone wolf.
Aren't they all? You know.
He was a lone wolf. Nobody knew nothing.
Wolf.
He's a criminal mastermind and a lone wolf. Nobody knew anything. And for some reason, he just connected with all the people who could have protected him, but he didn't need their protection because they didn't know what was going on anyway.
Right. Their hands are so clean. They were just, he did it right under their noses, fooled everybody. Speaking of lone wolf, you guys know that there was a mass shooting at a school last week in Utah, if I'm not mistaken, and the suspected white supremacist killed a sixth grade black boy, black child,
yep, and injured a few other people. Yeah,
and he didn't even go to this school, by the way. He used to go to this school. He's a high schooler. I think this was a middle school or elementary school or something like that. So he went to the school years ago, which is strange. He went, why did you target, a grade schooler or something like? But I heard that he had some messages on Reddit and stuff like that, some anti-black, messages and things like that on Reddit and some of those other,
but they don't know
platforms.
But they still don't know what the motive is, even though he made a reference to. So I forgot what the song was, but it was a song that was associated with the Columbine shooters as well. So he seemed to be giving props to the Columbine shooters, but they don't know what the motive was. And he seems to be a lone wolf. He's not connected with anyone else. He acted alone.
Ooh, these lone wolves.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so, fam, we appreciate y'all rocking with us today, man. We gotta try to shorten these broadcasts up, man. Because you know what I realized?
Good.
But you know what I realized though? The Katt Williams helped me realize this. That we're gonna have to shorten these things up because Katt Williams had the most fire content on social media over the past week or so. And the fact that it was 2 hours and some change, a lot of people was complaining about it being so long. And so I'm saying, damn, if they're complaining about that being that long, then that's the reason why our views be so damn low. Our shit is too long.
We be doing like 2 hours for sure.
See, so the fam don't mind tuning in live. They'll rock with us live, you know what I'm saying? Because they are part of it. You know what I'm saying? They here with us. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even feel the 2 hours. But if somebody want to check out the replay, the minute they see, oh, this broadcast is 2 hours long, they're like, I ain't about to watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to tighten some things up around here. Maybe Bucci Bear can help us out with some content creation pointers.
No.
Bucci Bear, let us know, how we can do better with the content. How we get more views. I know you got to put Tariq Nasheed's name in the title, right? You got to put Tariq Nasheed's name in the title, probably on the thumbnail or something like that. Help us out, man. We got to get these views up, man. We got to get these views up. The algorithm is not very friendly to us. You know what I'm saying? We be using all the wrong terms, all the banned words that we're not supposed to say on social media. We got to get it. We got to get it together. Nicely. We got to get together.
Tell my nephew his book will be there tomorrow.
You heard, son? Nicely talking to you.
Your book will be there tomorrow. I sent you an Eretsa Sunset gift.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, fam. So yeah, we're gonna go on ahead and get up out of here. We will see y'all, I think, on Wednesday.
I don't remember. Gotta look at
I think we're gonna see y'all on Wednesday for another episode of the Black Business Showcase. If you didn't check out last week's episode, make sure y'all go check that out We had the sister Tiffany Ma'at on last week. That was a good one. If you haven't seen that, make sure y'all go check out the replay to that. Again, go to www.godcastbooks.com. Order 7, the Super Hebrew Volume 1, 7's Big Move, and make sure you stay tapped in with us.
Wait,
so you can be aware.
The activity book. The activity book.
Well, you tell them.
There is also a 7, the Super Hebrew activity book with word searches, crossword puzzles, all that.
Can y'all hear him?
Yes.
Y'all can hear him? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad made it himself, right?
We all did. We all contributed. We all contributed. Actually, Nicety Girl is the brainchild of the activity book. That was Nicety Girl's idea. Great idea, by the way.
And
so,
it's
yeah,
called the 7, the Super Hebrew Boredom Buster.
Yeah.
Activities book.
Boredom Buster. Yeah, so you can get the kids off the electronics. You see he got his Nintendo in his hand. We can get the kids off the electronics for a little while, get them to actually use a pencil and some markers and crayons and stuff so they can do the word searches, to connect the dots, color in pictures and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So they can stop looking at screens all the time. It's something fun that they could do to kill the boredom. So y'all stay tuned for that. We'll let y'all know when everything is going to be available, when we're going to be running the pre-orders, all of that good stuff. And so, again, we appreciate everybody tapping in with us, family. That does it for today's episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
And remember, we are not the master teachers, but we are the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Peace and Black love.
We out.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.